High up in the Andes Mountains, something terrible happened. A tragedy that would test the limits of human endurance and willpower. A plane carrying a rugby team from Uruguay crashed. It was supposed to be a routine flight, but it turned into a nightmare. The plane broke apart and the world turned upside down. Debris scattered across the icy landscape, a grim reminder of the disaster. Everyone who was still alive knew they had to fight to stay alive. They clung to each other for warmth, their breath visible in the freezing air. They were stuck in a freezing, empty place. The vast, desolate landscape offered no comfort, only the harsh reality of their situation. Their fight to survive had just begun. Many people were hurt. The injured needed immediate attention, but resources were scarce. Broken bones, cuts, and lots of pain and fear filled the air. Makeshift medical care was all they had, and it was barely enough. They were far from any city or town, surrounded by freezing cold. Isolation added to their despair. With no immediate hope of rescue, they didn't have much time. The setting sun brought even colder temperatures, and their anxiety grew with each passing moment. They needed shelter, water, and some hope. With makeshift tools, they built shelters and melted snow for water, clinging to the hope of survival. The broken plane became their only safe place, a fragile sanctuary amidst the chaos. Twisted metal helped block the harsh wind and snow, creating a barrier against the relentless elements. They melted snow over small fires to get water, a painstaking process that required patience and perseverance. Every drop was a win, a small but vital victory in their struggle for survival. Food was really hard to find, forcing them to scavenge and ration every morsel they could gather. They shared tiny bits of what they had, making it last as long as possible. Each bite a testament to their resilience. Every day was a new challenge, a relentless test of their willpower and determination. The cold tried to freeze them, seeping into their bones and sapping their strength. The thin air made it hard to breathe, each breath a laborious effort in the high altitude. But they refused to give up, their spirits unbroken despite the overwhelming odds. They helped each other, told stories, and held on to the hope that someone would find them, believing that rescue was just a matter of time. Just when things couldn't get worse, a huge avalanche came crashing down the mountain. It covered the plane and their small shelter with tons of snow and ice. Everyone panicked as it got dark and they were trapped. Their safe place was buried. 8 people died in the avalanche. It was a terrible loss and made everyone feel even more hopeless. But even with their sadness, they still wanted to live. They dug themselves out of the snow, never giving up. With almost no food left, they had to make a very hard choice. The situation was dire, and every passing day brought new challenges. Their supplies were dwindling, and the harsh environment offered no respite. They were faced with a decision that no one should ever have to make. To live, they had to do something that felt wrong. The weight of their choice was heavy, and the moral dilemma was profound. They knew that survival meant crossing a line they never imagined they would have to cross. They decided to honor their lost friends by eating their bodies. It was a decision made out of sheer necessity, a way to keep the living alive while paying respect to those who had passed. This act of survival was both a tribute and a tragedy. It was a terrible decision, but it kept them alive. Then hope appeared. In the midst of their darkest hour, a glimmer of hope began to shine. They realized that they could not give up, that they had to keep fighting for their lives. 3 brave men, Nando Parado, Roberto Canessa, and Antonio Vizintin, decided to climb across the dangerous mountains to find help. Their courage and determination were unmatched, and they knew that their journey could mean the difference between life and death for everyone. Their journey was incredibly hard, but they kept going. The mountains were treacherous, the weather unforgiving, but their resolve was unbreakable. Each step was a testament to their will to survive and their hope for rescue. After 10 difficult days, they found someone. The sight of another human being brought a surge of relief and joy. It was the breakthrough they had been desperately seeking. They met a man on a horse from Chile. This encounter was nothing short of miraculous. The man represented a lifeline, a connection to the outside world that they had feared was lost forever. He was like a light in the darkness. His presence was a beacon of hope, a sign that their ordeal might finally be coming to an end. He offered them the help they so desperately needed. Their terrible experience was almost over. The end of their suffering was in sight, and the promise of rescue brought a renewed sense of hope and relief. Helicopters arrived to rescue everyone. The sound of the helicopters was like music to their ears, signaling that their long wait for salvation was finally over. After 72 days of fighting to survive, the people who were still alive were saved from the icy mountains. Their ordeal had come to an end, and they were finally safe. The miracle in the Andes shows how strong people can be. It is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of hope in the face of unimaginable adversity. It's a story about hope, working together and never giving up, even when things are really bad. Their unity and determination were key to their survival, showing that together they could overcome any obstacle. Their story reminds us that even in the darkest times we can overcome huge challenges. It is a powerful reminder that hope, courage, and perseverance can lead us through the most difficult of trials.